This one is called It Always Feels Impossible Until Someone Else Does It. A couple of weeks ago, while in Bologna, my partner and I went to a live music bar. It's not something that we do very often, mostly because we go to bed early, but it was my partner's birthday, and we had just finished dinner and were looking for something fun and unusual to do. We were the first guests there, and I took a seat where I could see the stage while my partner ordered himself a drink. An hour later, the place was packed and the band was in full swing, playing a mix of Italian and English songs. My partner doesn't dance, and I know better than to try to convince him to join me on the dance floor, so I was tapping my foot to the beat of the drum and swaying in my seat. In front of me, there was a group of girls dancing in a circle together. They seemed to be having the time of their lives. In that moment, I wished that I could be part of this group so I too could dance. I contemplated joining them, but I don't feel comfortable dancing with a group of people I don't know. Then something caught my attention. On the second floor, just above the band, there was a man dancing his heart out all by himself. Actually, I don't know if what he was doing was considered dancing. He was basically flailing his arms around and tapping his hands on the railing as his body moved in abrupt movements from one side to the other. Whatever it is that he was doing, he was having a blast, and he didn't seem to give a fuck who was watching him. And trust me, everyone was watching him, giving him thumbs up and trying to dance with him from a distance. They were all mesmerized by him because he was free. It didn't take long before I was on my feet as well, dancing my heart out all by myself. It's one of my favorite memories from that trip. That man gave me permission to get out of my head and get into my body. Instead of the sound of my fears telling me it's weird to dance by myself, I listened to the music, and when I did, I too felt free. About a year ago, I stopped wearing foundation on my face. I had been wearing foundation ever since I was in my early 20s, and the thought of having my face bare for the world to see made me feel extremely anxious. But I had a list of solid reasons why I wanted to stop wearing foundation, and it eventually outweighed any fear I had regarding it. One of those reasons was seeing that the women I admired do not wear foundations as well. Starting with Eva Zubek. Eva is a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers who shares her life living in the Carpathian Mountains and traveling the world solo. She also produces, directs, and hosts a show for National Geographic, and has recently added the title book author to her name. She does all of that without wearing foundation on her face, or a hint of any other makeup for that matter. She showed me that when you dedicate your life to something greater than yourself and your looks, you attract people who share the same mindset. People who care more about the stories and messages you share, and your personality, than whether you apply makeup. Those are the people who I want to attract as well. Eva gave me permission to show up without any filters, and I'm forever grateful for the freedom that comes with it. When I was 22, I left my family home and never looked back. I grew up in a small village that never felt like home, for a variety of reasons, but mostly because there were a lot of restrictions placed on girls and women. Way before I knew what feminism was, I didn't understand why boys and men could do things and be people that women could never do or be. It simply didn't seem fair to me, and I always tried to rebel against that. But all around me, women seemed to be happy conforming. I was alone in my fight, and so I was the problem. One day, a girl from my village who attended the same high school as me simply left. It was extremely scandalous for her to leave like that, and her family got backlash for it. Women, after all, were not supposed to move out of their parents' house without getting married first, and when they did, they were expected to live in the village, preferably near their parents. But I felt nothing but excitement for her. With her big green eyes and fiery red dyed hair, she was a very unusual sight in the landscape of our small village, and I thought she was the coolest. I hoped that wherever she went, she would not be unusual anymore, at least not just based on her looks, and that she could just be. She gave me permission to leave as well, and when I did, she was right there with me in spirit. About 9 months ago, I hit publish on the first public post where I shared my bulimia story. It came after months of hesitation that was caused by my fear of judgment, being misunderstood, relapsing, and failing to be a good writer. What eventually outweighed it was my desire to stop being burdened by this huge secret and start telling and living by my truth. This was thanks to Elizabeth Gilbert. I knew of Liz for years, but I only truly discovered her in the past year, not through her books, but through her conversations with various podcast hosts. I had never heard someone speak so freely and honestly about themselves and their ideas. When Liz speaks, she speaks with a mix of conviction and serenity that very few people possess. I believe it comes from truly knowing yourself and owning who you are without trying to bullshit your way into flattery, attempting to be liked, or proving yourself to anyone. I wanted to be like that too. And I knew that the only way I could achieve that was by inviting truth and love into my life. In practice, for me, that meant healing from everything that caused my bulimia and owning it as part of my story instead of trying to run away from it. And when I was ready, Liz gave me the permission to share it all. A couple of months ago, I decided that I didn't want to tie my looks and my weight to my worth anymore. That I didn't want to tie my worth to anything anymore. I decided that it's okay to love my body the way it is, to love myself the way I am. That it's okay to want freedom and peace in my life and to be happy instead of constantly striving for more. It doesn't mean that I'm giving up on life, quite the contrary. I have never wanted to create and build as much as I do now. The difference is that now I create from a place of ease and pure love, as opposed to a place of wanting to prove something to someone or achieve something. Even though my body is more or less the same it's always been, my relationship with it, with food, with exercise, and with myself has completely changed for the better. Who gave me the permission for this? It's hard to pinpoint exactly. I credit some of it to the people who share their truth on podcasts and write about it in books. But mostly, I credit it to myself. Because as much as people's stories and examples inspire me, I'm the one who's making these changes in my life. I'm the one who's deciding, this is who I want to become, and then working on becoming that. So, dear Rebel, if there's something that you want to do, if you want to make a huge change in your life, if you want to become someone different, whatever it is that you want, consider this your permission slip to do all of these things. I'm giving you the permission right now. And the only thing I ask of you is to please give this permission to yourself as well. Go get it, create it, be it. For what it's worth, I believe in you. Thank you so much for listening and for being here. I am currently building a community for people who left environments where they never felt like they belonged and are now living life on their own terms. The reason I'm starting this community is because I've been there. I'm an immigrant, and I know what it's like when you leave a country for the sake of a better life, for the sake of freedom, and then when you get to a new place, you still feel the same restrictions that you felt back in your old country. And how it feels like it's the most frustrating feeling in the world, because you think, but like I did it, like I got out of that toxic environment and now I'm in a new place, like why is everything still the same? And then I realized that it was actually my own beliefs, the beliefs that I carried with me from years of being exposed to them. I took right with me to the new country, and I had to work a lot in order to uncover these beliefs and address them and learn how to live with them and learn how to acquire new beliefs, better ones, empowering ones that can help me actually reach the freedom that I always wanted. And so if you would like to join us and to learn more about what we actually do, what we're all about, you can check out the link in the description. Everything's there, and you can also reach out to me on Instagram with any questions that you have. This community is very dear to me, so if what I said resonated with you, I would love to have you join us. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I will see you soon. Bye!